Discovering Chinese dramas in 2018 opened up a whole new world of Asian dramas to me, and I've been hooked ever since. 4 years later, Tea and Soju was born, so that I can extend my love of Chinese dramas and Asian dramas in general to others out there and find a community. So, sit back and let's chat Asian dramas. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Tea and Soju C Drama Podcast. I'm your host, Liliana, and in today's episode, we are doing a Only for Love review episode with a guest. So, Carol, would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here today, Liliana. This is K-Drama Musings, also known as Carol, and I'm so excited to be here to talk about this show with Liliana.
I'm really excited because it's your first time on Tea and Soju, so it's going to be fun. We've got lots of things to talk about, I'm sure. This drama has been a controversial drama, to say the least, for a lot of people. It's divided a lot of people, and I am still not quite sure where I land on this scale. We'll get into all of that, but just before that, let me just do a little bit of housekeeping. If you enjoy the podcast, please remember to do all of the review and rate and share. That really does help the podcast to find other listeners. If you would like to join a Asian drama watching community, please remember to check out Discord. All of that is linked in the description. And also, we have Patreon. If you'd like further reviews, such as first impressions, I literally just dropped a first impression today, well, the day that we're recording, so that is all over on Patreon, and all of those links are in the description. And if you'd like to chat to me or Carol, all of those links for Instagram and TikToks and all the socials will be in the episode notes, so do check those out. So that is it. That's the little housekeeping out of the way. Now, if you've been living under a rock and you don't know what this drama is about, I'm just going to read out the MDL description. So, Zhang Shuyi is a hardworking reporter for one of China's leading financial newspapers. She's determined to land a front page story, so she is pulling out all the stops to land an interview with the one of the most talked about young CEOs in the land, Xi Yan. For his part, the businessman is looking to make a series of investments in promising startup firms as a way of giving back to the community. A mix-up occurs between the two and their paths cross again. But as they inadvertently get to know one another, they start to realize their destinies may be intertwined. Xian discovers that Zhang Shuyi extensive report career means very few people know more about local startups. He agrees to let her write a series of stories about his company, causing them to meet again and again. But could this blossoming working relationship also lead them to the path of love? Now, I don't think this quite matches up, because I don't think we really got into her helping him with the startups. I mean, there was one company that he was investing in, and that was it. So I don't quite understand. I don't think this is one of those times where the description is a little bit misleading. What did you think, Carol?
I agree with you. And in fact, there was a point where I think she wrote an article that would hurt him.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. And so I'm just like, this description is off, but I'm here for the vibes. I feel like the show was very
It's just
much
the vibes. Yeah, it's just the vibes. The thing is, though, I will say everybody's very pretty in this drama. So, I mean, if nothing else, we got lots of really pretty people in a drama, and you can't go wrong with that. But just let's just have a little. So the director for this is a director called Gu Hu. Now, he's directed Tiger and Crane, Mysterious Lotus Casebook, Immortal Samsara, Love and Destiny, Eternal Love, and Love 020. Now, there's a very common theme with all of these. Most of these are either xianxia or wuxia dramas, which you can tell by his styling of directing throughout the whole drama. We'll get into that in a minute, but let's just say I don't think this director needs to stay in the realm of historical period fantasy rather than crossing into modern dramas, because I just don't think it's his spiel. Let's
I agree with you 100% because one thing I noticed was the long stares.
Oh
Like
my god.
we would have long stares for 2 minutes, and I'm like, what is happening?
I know. And those, and the fact that, so modern dramas, you tend to do the very frontal camera angle.
Yeah, yeah.
And in historical and in fantasy, if you look, because especially if you're filming like a wuxia or a xianxia, you know, you have fight scenes. And in those fight scenes, you have to tend to tilt cameras to follow and accompany the, you know, the movement of the actors. And it makes sense to do angles like that in those types of dramas. But in a
Yeah.
modern drama where we have 2 minutes of people staring at each other and going on an angle, and the camera's like rotating, I was like, I don't need this. You're trying to show. It's kind of like he was trying to show off fancy footwork that isn't necessary for the drama.
Exactly.
And it actually ends up injuring the drama more than it, than anything else. So I'm sure we'll come back to that, but that is one of my gripes with this. So the screenwriter for this is a screenwriter called Yang Qian Zi, and she has written things such as The Legends, which I really, really loved. The Legends stars Shu Kai and Bai Lu. It's a
Yeah.
xianxia, and it's like one of the ones that I really, really enjoyed. So I was excited. And then she's got a couple of other works. Both of them haven't aired yet. One is As Beautiful as You, which stars Shu Kai and Tan Song Yoon. It's a modern drama
Okay.
that I'm looking forward to, but I'm a bit cautious with this writer now. And the other one that she has upcoming is The White Olive Tree, which people are excited about because it's the male lead from Hidden Love. That's him. And it's kind of like a Republican era set periods drama.
Oh,
It
I
looks.
think okay.
It looks
Okay.
really good. It looks really good. Like I said, I feel like I've been a bit burnt with this screenwriter now. And I was like, because they've got really good works about to come out. So I'm excited to see. But yeah, that's the screenwriter. And then this is also available. Now, this is a Mango TV production, but Mango TV is kind of like the one we don't mention because they don't really like their subs are atrocious, absolutely atrocious. They're all auto translated, and it's like you're trying to play make sense of the subtitles while reading and watching, and it's so if you want to watch it, don't watch it there. Either watch it on iQIYI or Viki. That's the two places to go, and it is 36 episodes plus a bonus. I don't think it's a bonus episode, it's a bonus scene because it's like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
a bonus scene. It's like fan service, I would say,
Yeah.
more than anything else. So
100%.
I have been shrieking about this drama for months, ever since we got the first promo photos. And the reason being because it's Bai Lu, and everybody on this podcast now knows that I'm a huge Bai Lu fan. I've watched pretty much anything that she's in, and she doesn't tend to disappoint with her characters. Like, she's consistently good with her characters. So she plays our female lead, Zhang Shu Yi. There's a lot of like shoes in these names. So a lot of people are like, because she's like her last initials are SY and his last initials are like SY as well. So our male lead is Wang Hedi. He's also known as Dylan Wang, and he plays Shu Yan, our CEO. So that's the reason I was like hooked for this drama, because the promo they'd been sending out, from everything from the photos to the little clips, this has been one of the most, I believe, one of the most spoiled drama in terms of leaked stuff because there was so much behind the scenes and like fan photos and fan videos being leaked while this was being filmed that it ramped up. And I feel like, unfortunately, that was one thing that really worked against this drama. It's because it was so highly anticipated and like everybody had such high expectations. So yeah, and also, I feel like post production, this turned around very quickly because I feel like it finished filming. I don't have the date, but I think it finished filming like early this year. I think it was like April or May where they had their wrap up. So it turned around in, less than 6 months, 5 months, 6 months,
Oh,
until it
wow.
started airing, which is not normal for Chinese dramas. They tend to
Yeah.
go a little bit longer than that. So that's all the cast. We do have some more cast. We have Wei Ziming as Yu Yo. I adore Wei Ziming. Like he can do no wrong. He's one of those actors that I tend to follow around a lot of the time. So yeah, I really, really, really like him. And then we have Shen Yu-ji as Qin Shi Yu, Liu Dongqin as Guan Ji, and Zhang Peiyao as Bi Ru Shan, also known as the best friend that gives the worst advice on the planet.
That's true.
So, shall we go into, I think we'll just go into some non-spoiler, as in we'll just give a very, very brief, what did we think of the show overall? I'll let you go first, Carol. What did you like without any spoilers? Just what was your overall thoughts and feelings about the show?
Like you, I was very confused about how to feel because I feel like they had such a beautiful cast. Like all three guys and all three girls were very beautiful. And the script could have been there, but I just felt like there were some things missing for me. Like,
Mm.
first of all, the story did not move as quickly as it should have.
Mm.
And and then the misunderstandings and things took way
Too
too
long.
long.
Yeah. Yeah.
As, yeah, yeah, it took way too long, and that almost made me drop it. But I really love Bailu, and
I do.
I really liked Dylan Wang. So I was like, ah, let's stick it out. Let's just watch it till
Mm.
the end. And it was cute,
Yeah.
but it wasn't. What's one that I watched this year that I'm just like, oh my God. It wasn't like anything Bailu has done. It was not Love is Sweet, I'll tell you that.
Oh God. But what is? What is? I mean, Love is Sweet is just like, and the thing is, interestingly enough, when Love is Sweet came out, a lot of people did think it was too long for what it needed to be. But the cast carried it, and actually, the story was pretty interesting. It wasn't too bad. It is like the thing I also think, for me personally, one of the biggest things with this one, it was sold to me as a straight up rom-com, and I don't think it's fair to say it's a straight up rom-com. It's more of
Yeah,
like a business romance
yeah,
office business romance type of drama. I would put it more into those type of categories rather than a straight up rom-com. I feel like because it was sold to me as a rom-com, I was expecting, a lot of just a lot of fun and
yeah.
just I get it. Misunderstandings are part of dramas in general. Some do them better than others, but we did not need to go round and round and round for 10 episodes on, something that could have been resolved with a sitting down conversation.
You
Um,
know,
so yeah,
yeah,
and I was gonna say, see, this is my thoughts of it. Episode 1 to about episode 10, where they have that really nice banter back and forth, and she's trying to get an interview. I was having a great time. I was like, I'm
yeah,
loving this, having a well of a time here because they're just back and forth. They're having great banter. I'm enjoying them. Great. And then, like, episode 10 to episode 30, or even like 15, I would say 15 to 30, It's like that. It's what Chinese in China they call it's waterlogged, which mean it's basically filled, injected with a lot of water to basically stretch the drama out so they can get more money out of it. That's what this one felt like. It felt like it was waterlogged a lot of the time. And then like episode 30 to 36, I was like, this is the rom-com I wanted. Why didn't you give me this for the last
Exactly.
15 episodes? So this is
Exactly.
why I'm like so not sure what to think about this drama because I'm like, there's aspects of it that I really loved, and by that I mean lots of pretty people. But then like there's aspects of it that I was like, I don't think this is a drama that should be coming out, at
Yeah.
the standard, especially at the standard that Chinese dramas have been in 2023. This one
Yeah.
just doesn't quite make the cut, which breaks my heart to say because I'm a huge Bai Lu fan. But I have always said I love actors and actresses, but I am not beyond disliking a drama or a work that they're in. And if I think it isn't good, I'm not going to say it's good just because it's like, a favorite of mine. So.
Yeah, I agree. I would say episode 15 on, well, the whole show, to be very honest, was an ad for iPhone
Oh yeah.
because,
Oh my god. The iPhone, the most hated character of the whole
oh
drama.
my gosh, this bloody high iPhone got in the way of very important moments. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
where is the candy we were promised?
Yeah.
Why is this ad in my face?
Throw the iPhone away. We don't need it.
Ugh.
Yeah. So that's like our general thoughts. I think we'll probably just get into spoilers. But before that, we have a little thing. I have started this and then I kind of like forgot about it. But we do tend to do, I started doing a rating for dramas in general, and we go from 1 teacup all the way to 5 teacups. So I'm just going to read the description for it. So 1 teacup is equals to what I would say a 1 to a 5.5 on MDL, and it's didn't really enjoy it, but something somehow still kept me watching. And then 2 teacups is it was okay, not really the best, but an okay pastime, and that's a 6 to a 7 on MDL. And then 3 teacups is good. I enjoyed this drama and would recommend to people who enjoy this genre. And that's a 7.5 to an 8 on MDL. And then we have 4 teacups, which is really enjoyed it, loved it, would recommend to a wider audience. There might be a couple of problems, but overall still a very enjoyable watch. And that's like an 8.5 to a 9.5 on MDL. And then the 5 teacups is like your holy grail of dramas. That's like your tens on MDL. And this is a rating reserved for those dramas that I absolutely love them. I can ignore all problems at all with them and give them like because I just love them that much. Those
That's
types
a
of
journey to
dramas.
love.
Oh my god. I can't even. I've had so many good dramas this year. I was starting to think today about wrapping up for my best of the best C dramas 2023, and I was like, last year around about this time I was doing the same thing. I knew what my picks were going to be. This year I'm like, I don't know what the heck I'm going to do. Like, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to go top 10 rather than top 5 because I don't think I can do top 5 fairly.
Yeah.
So there's just been so much good stuff. So yeah, that's the rating. Now, I think I would stick it between a 2.5 teacups and a 3. That's like where I would stick it as because I don't think I can give it higher than a 3. Um,
Okay.
like I just don't think I can give it higher than a 3. And it's getting that much because I love Bai Lu and Wang Kedi, and their scenes were Jesus, when they turned the chemistry on, that chemistry worked for me. But yeah, do you know what? I enjoyed. Have you watched? I don't think you might have not watched it. I think it's called Happy Camp. No, not Happy Camp. Hello Saturday. Hello Saturday. Wang Hedi and Bai Lu did a special on this. It's kind of like a variety drama,
No, I
And
haven't.
it is available on Mango TV, but also like I think it's available on YouTube with subs, and the subs aren't too bad. They're okay.
Okay.
And it's like a whole hour and 40 minutes, and I swear I love that was so much because the two of them are so chaotic together, and they recreated some of the scenes like, in this variety show. It's great. Honestly, a lots of fun to watch. So I love that. But yeah, I don't think I can rate it at 3 teacups. I'm gonna go 3 tea, like middle of the ground, like almost. So yeah, what will you,
Three,
yeah,
uh, three is a lot
I know.
because you've written, I enjoy this drama and would recommend to people who enjoy this genre. What is the genre?
Exactly, that's the problem. The thing is, I've seen so many people enjoy it, and I'm like, I've seen people enjoy. Like, I feel like this drama is very decisive. You either hate it or
Yeah,
you enjoy it, right? I
yeah.
I don't think I've seen anyone of my moots, like people that I tend to really talk to about dramas, really love this drama or even enjoy it that much. I've seen a lot of like newer people to the genre and to like Chinese drama. They seem to enjoy this, and I'm like. I don't know. I don't know. 2.5. I'm gonna go 2.5. I'm gonna go middle of the road, right down the middle.
Okay.
2.5. I don't. Yeah. That's my final one. See, I'm still trying to figure it out. I have so much confliction about this drama that I don't know. And one of the things I will say, I had so many high expectations for it that
Yeah.
I think I shot myself in the foot with it because I was like, this is by Lou, this is One Could D, it's modern, it's CEO, it's Chud, like, and then yeah, it just tanked a bit. But it's not like the actors for me. The fault with this drama is the writing and the directing. So what
I
right?
agree with you.
What
I agree
what
with you.
would be your score?
You know, I was gonna say one, but I
Mm.
really enjoyed it. And
See,
so
that's the thing.
exactly. I'll say I'll be with you and say 2.5.
There we
I
go. Yeah.
think that when Wang Hedi and Bailu's character are not fighting
Mm,
or not talking to each other, when they are together, you're like, oh my God, this is
mm,
fantastic. I need more of
mm.
this. But we didn't get as much of it because they weren't talking half the time.
It's
And they
so
were beefing
annoying.
about
They were
something so
beefing.
stupid.
It was so dumb. It was so dumb. I was like, do you know what? I would much prefer that you guys bring in somebody, a third party, that is going to make all the drama for them. Like, have them in a really good, steady relationship, have them have really good communication, and then have a third party come in and create all the beef and all the drama. Do you know what? That's going to work better. It's going to
Yeah,
make you like the main couple even more, and I feel
yeah,
like it would have resolved a lot of the things because I can sit there and watch 40 episodes of a couple even if they're just doing regular things, as long as they're communicating and we're watching a beautiful relationship on screen, I couldn't care less if it's 40 episodes of it or if it's, 20. It doesn't bother me. What bothers me
yeah,
is when couples don't communicate and you have dumb plot points that are not necessary. So, yeah,
yeah.
that's yeah. But right, should we get talking about it? Should we get straight into the spoiler section?
Let's do it.
Right, guys, if you have not watched this drama, or if you don't want to watch it, but still want to hear about it, go and watch all the bits that Bailu and Wang Hadi are. Go watch all of those clips; those are definitely worth it. But this is now the start of the spoiler section. I mean. You've probably been spoiled left, right, and center at this point because this drama was everywhere. People were loving it, people were hating it, people were, dropping it left, right, and center. I actually don't know what's the MDL score currently on it because it started off pretty high and then it went downhill very quickly. So let's just see. It's got 7.8. It is a 7.8 on MDL. I thought it might be.
Wow.
Do you know what? For casts this high profile, that is not necessarily good. It
That's true.
opened up on Douban, which is like really bad. I think it was like a 4 point something over on Douban, and I was like, I'm surprised it's that high. I'm not gonna lie, and not necessarily because of the drama, but in general, Douban ratings tend to be really, really harsh. So right. Let's talk about some of our favorite scenes. What some of see for me, if I'm gonna say favorite scenes, I'm gonna say episodes 31 to 36. That's all my favorite scenes. That's where all of my favorite scenes are. What are some of your favorite scenes for this one, Carol?
Okay. I loved a few.
Mm.
The not in any particular order. So there was the time where Bailu's character is talking to her best friend in the horse stables changing room,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, I remember that one.
Dylan Wang like, what? Why am I not saying the character names? Anyway, let's move forward. He hears them, and then the best friend comes out and steps out, and then he goes into her changing room.
Mhm.
I was squealing because I was like, oh, this is an opportunity to take this even further, to like they could have done so much, but I
That
was very
scene
happy.
that scene could have been so much more, but I think it
Right?
was handled. I still think it was handled okay.
Yeah.
That scene's pretty good. Now, that scene where then it goes into him like teaching her how to supposedly ride, and that's before, I think.
Yeah. The
Um,
first time.
yeah, the first time that she goes to like the place, and I'm like, this is insane. Like he is just petrifying this girl to nobody's end. And she's just screaming her head off while she's running. See, the thing is, I can see some of the rom-com moments
Yeah.
happening. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is good. This is good. But for example, anytime that the camera, like anytime that phone came into the picture, I was like, I am not an iPhone person. I am very much a Samsung girly through and through. And every time an iPhone came into the picture, I was like, I already disliked iPhones before. Now I hate them even more after this drama. This advert did not work on me because I'm like, I don't like it. It's getting in the way of these two actually talking. And actually, somebody said something really interesting, which was, they said basically a lot of the problems that we had with them was that a lot of their relationship was built around text and not like face-to-face conversations.
Exactly.
And I'm like, a lot of the time, basically, he never said what he was thinking or feeling. He was like the guy. And I'm like, dude, just communicate. I know it's hard, but just communicate. That's all we
Yeah.
need. I think this is a case of like some of the like worst communication that I've seen in a hot minute in dramas. Which is a
You know what?
shame.
It is a shame, but I also think it's a reflection of where we're at in society. Because when you're looking at online dating, for example,
Mm.
there are a lot of people who are building their relationships just through text.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But now for me, I'm just like, after this show, I'm just like, no,
No,
pick up the
no.
phone and call me.
Yeah, just call me.
Like,
I think like especially like for millennials, I think millennials hate to speak on the phone. Like
exactly.
it's just a thing. Millennial, I don't like speaking on the phone. I'm like, just text me. It's fine. Don't call me. Either video call me or like text me. Don't call me. But yeah, that's actually a really interesting point. It is the fact that it is a little bit of a reflection, and I don't know. I think also I've been hit with a lot of good dramas in general. I think if I was to watch this, 5 years ago when I first started Chinese dramas, I would have eaten this up like nobody's business because I think it would have been one of those things where I would have just been, in love with it and it's great and so pretty people and whatnot. But pretty people can only get you so far.
This is
And
true.
I've always said good actors cannot make a good can't make a bad script good. It's just not, doable. So
Yeah.
yeah. I one of the scenes I really, really liked I think it was because, see, that's a very rom-com scene when she basically is waiting for her then boyfriend. So this is like episode 1 or 2, and he is just trying to give her a ride, like be nice to her, and she doesn't even know it's him. And she basically just like, I don't need a ride. And then he drives off, and I'm like, this is
Shot herself
classic.
in the foot.
Yeah. This is classic rom-com. Like, you're
Yeah.
setting up the whole story as a classic rom-com. And then you
Now,
go for it. Yeah.
now here's my little gripe though.
Mhm.
Like his character was very stoic. He was
Yeah.
stoic, and he was giving me like back in the day leading men where they're the asshole to you, but behind the scenes they'll be helping you
Yeah, the
or trying
fluffy.
to,
Yeah, like the
yeah,
sundry character. They're like cold on the
yeah,
outside, but fluffy on the inside.
exactly. And then at the end, to like make it or tell us that he really fell in love with her at first sight, I'm just like, love with her at first sight. How did he do all the stuff he did?
Yeah.
Why was he cold? Why?
Like,
Yeah,
all he needed to do was communicate. And she was the same. And the thing is, right, I was really frustrated in the sense that her character started off as this really confident, go getter female lead. And I'm like, I'm here for
absolutely.
it. And
Yeah.
like, a lot of people have some gripes with her using her like womanly woes to advance her career. Do you know what? It is what it is. That is a bit of a reflection of what it is nowadays. She didn't do anything shady, I don't think. She
No.
flirted a little bit. Like, I don't think it crosses into the path of her being really unscrupulous about her job or anything like that. On the contrary, I think exactly what we were talking about her having that, writing that article, it shows that she had integrity, because it is something that would go against his company, but she still maintained her like dignity as a writer and a reporter to report on what was happening and the facts as she knew them. So
Exactly.
I don't think, like, I didn't have a problem with her flirting a little bit, or I really didn't. I know some people did have a problem with that. I personally didn't. I think she did. There was also, I think, people commenting about how her fashion wasn't that great, and I was like, I didn't mind it. Like, I have seen supposed like professional women in the industry, like in dramas, portrayed as like these little girl outfits almost. So hers
Yeah.
wasn't too bad, I don't think, overall. So yeah, I didn't have a problem with that at all. But what I did have a problem is that she started off as this really strong, independent woman, and then like as the drama goes on, she kind of delved into more of a not strong women, and I'm like, you know what you want. Like, you're a reporter, communicate. Like, it's not that
Exactly.
difficult. So yeah, I think communication is a huge factor in this drama that, isn't necessarily, didn't work out that great for it. Now, I
Yeah.
just wonder, this is based on a novel, and I'm just wondering, I haven't read the novel. I do have the novel like queued up to read, and
Okay.
I'm going to be interested to see how the novel does it, because that is a clean cut moment to tell you whether it's a screenwriter problem or whether it's, a novel problem. So, it'll be interesting to see that. But yeah, what other scenes did you have in mind?
Oh, you know, I have to shout out Bailu because one thing about her is she's gonna have period pain in every drama.
She really does.
She really does.
She
And
really
so
does.
and so I loved that scene
Mhm.
where they were at the conference and then she's like, I'm not feeling too great.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
she
yeah.
goes to her hotel and then he comes and spends some time with
Yeah,
her.
that was nice. That was really
That
nice
was so
team.
sweet.
Mm.
I'm a sucker for the like little things,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the normal romantic things or the normal kind things. And so I loved that. I loved when I was very shocked when she moved into his place.
And she did it so quickly. I was like, wait, what happened here? You guys were fighting not 2 episodes ago. See, but this is the thing. I feel like they could have had the fight that they had, this miscommunication could have been resolved in like episode 20. Resolve it. Have it for like 5 episodes. Resolve that, great, out of the way, and then bring in that second male lead, which again, I don't think he was annoying as heck, because again, why was she not communicating? She did try.
Exactly.
She did try to her. She did try. He just did not listen. And I hate when that happens. I
Yeah.
hate when a second male lead, when the female lead is telling him no, like no is a full sentence. No
Yeah.
is a complete sentence. If she's saying no, she doesn't owe you nothing. She owes you nothing. And do you know what it is as well? I was watching this at the same time as I was watching A Story of Cooning Palace, which
Oh my gosh, you
I
can't do that.
I was watching it at the same time, and I was like, I can't even, because there was a very similar situation there where the second male lead was completely, in love with our female lead,
Yeah.
and his father kind of asks him, don't are you okay with the main pairing being together? And I have got the quote wrote down because I'm going to do a like Cooning Palace review as well, and I've got the quote wrote down, but it's along the lines of, why would I be? It's her choice. Like
Yeah.
I have feelings, but those are mine to deal with. I am not going to impose my feelings on her. It's her choice. She did nothing wrong apart from
Yeah.
falling in love. So it's
Oh,
not. And I'm like, see, this is exactly what a second male lead should be like. Like the female lead has made it clear, and he's like, okay, I'm backing off. You're happy. That's all I need to see in
yeah.
and I'm like, this is exactly like, do second male leads exactly like that. Like do them in a sense, make it make sense. So, but this one
Yeah.
definitely did not make sense. He was like a petulant kid, and he
Oh
was like,
my
I am
gosh.
not taking no for an answer.
He was very annoying. And it makes me reflect on the story overall. I think the story would have done really well 10 years ago
Mm,
compared to now.
mm.
2023, I just think society has just moved past this type of storytelling.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it felt like I was watching Boys Over Flowers
Mm,
or, something like
something
that
like that.
again
Yeah.
with that male lead. And the second male lead, I I loved the way he came in and he's like, I'm interested in you. He was very
Yeah.
direct.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love that about him, but he also didn't understand boundaries.
Oh my God, no. It's insane, insane.
Yeah. But the other part too is there was this with Dylan Wang's character. There was this like ownership that he
Mm,
had
mm,
that also I didn't really like.
mm.
Like
No.
he
There's
would
ways there's ways to do a cold CEO without making it
exactly.
seem like he's staking a claim on the female lead. I
Exactly.
think one of the scenes that was very, very talked about actually is the scene where her ex-boyfriend goes to her
Her
house.
place.
Yeah, and like she and Dylan Wang basically walks in, shuts the door, kisses her, walks back out. And I'm like, that's him staking a claim, and
I did not like that.
it's not necessarily a scene that we need. Like he could have, the right way to do that scene would have been him coming in and like saying, look, dude, it's over, go away, don't bother her anymore, and then coming into her house and being like, are you okay? Do you need my help for anything? Like, and then like
Exactly.
giving her a cuddle, giving her a kiss, yes, but a comforting way, not necessarily in a way that makes him seem like he's staking a claim. It's
Yeah.
mine, which is definitely what that scene was like. It's definitely what that scene
It
looked like.
reminded me of Love Between Fairy and Devil when
Mm,
he grabs her neck. I think it was
mm-hmm,
episode 4 or
mm-hmm,
something like
mm-hmm.
that. He grabs her neck in front of the second male lead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
It just
remember that.
felt like that. And I was like, okay, that worked in Fairy and Devil because
Yes,
it's
because he's
fantasy.
yeah.
It's
And
yeah,
he's a 30,000-year-old demon. What do you expect? He's used to claiming things like
exactly. But not
no,
in a modern drama.
no, 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 no.
Um, my other favorite scene was when he was trying to coax her down the tree.
Oh my God, I love that scene.
It's like this is the guy I need.
Sweet. Yeah, this is sweet.
Hmm.
Where he's just like, she's just like, you're gonna have to, he's just like, please just come down the tree. Like, I just need you to be safe. And she's like, you're
Yeah,
gonna have to sweet talk me out of it. And she's like, and he's just like, little fairy, come down the tree. And I'm like, this is adorable. Like, this is what I need more, like, of. Like, the
exactly.
second male lead was there, and Xian couldn't even care less that he was there. He was just focused on getting her down the tree and like away from being in danger because she was fairly drunk, and climbing a tree when you're drunk is probably not your best idea. So,
Yeah,
that scene was really, really sweet. That scene.
yeah.
See, even when he was dealing, I wish we would have seen a little bit more growth in Xian's character, and like him
Mhm.
warming up to characters such as his niece, for example, because I feel like we saw a lot of growth in her character, like the niece character. I feel like
Yes.
she grew quite a bit through
Yeah.
her relationship with Yuya, Wei Ziming's character. I feel like that really worked for me in the sense that yes, she was very childish in the beginning, but she grew very nicely. And even when she then has that accident and she says, not everything can be dealt with money, and I'm not going to give up my money, it's hard worked. And that's something that she wasn't like that at the beginning. She learned that
Yeah.
from him. So I really appreciated like how she kind of like grew. And I wish we would have seen a little bit more growth from Xian's character as well. So, another favorite scene of mine was, see, towards the end when they would just sit around and like talk to each other or have a drink. There was this one scene where they were
Yes.
sitting outside, and like they were just looking at the stars and they were just talking, and I'm like, this is lovely. This is lovely. Like, or okay, I'm still the scene where she's talking to her best friend. She's trying to seduce him at this point, and she's like in her like black little negligee or whatever. And he accidentally reads her story, like her conversation, and then he storms into the room. And I'm like, do you know what my favorite part was? When they threw the blooming phone away. I was like, yes!
You were gonna say that.
Throw the phone away. It is not needed. So just chuck it out the window. So see, there's lots of scenes like that that show potential. I
Yeah.
feel like this drama needed to be 25 episodes at the most. 25. And that's stretching it a bit, but 25. It would have cut down on a lot of the misunderstandings. And I
The
feel like
endless stairs.
there's so long.
Endless stairs.
I feel like that's a director problem. I
Absolutely.
think because even if it was a different director, he could have like tamed the screenwriting a little bit. He could have made it better because a
Yeah.
director can do that.
Yeah.
But the directing sucked, the writing sucked. I mean, there's nobody there to tell them to do otherwise. This director does really well. Like, I've seen Mysterious Lotus Case, but well, I'm in the middle of watching it. It's really done nicely, and it works so well for that type of drama. Immortal Samsara, I really enjoyed Immortal Samsara. It was pretty good. It was done really well in terms of directing, but you can't apply fantasy and
That's
period costume directing to modern day. It just doesn't work. So,
that's
and
true.
it was funny because this was the same director that did Love 020 back in the day. And yeah, I could probably see the inklings of Love 020 in this, because that
Yeah.
character was also very stunted and he stayed
Yeah.
very stunted throughout it. So, maybe this director just needs to stay away from modern dramas. So yeah, what other scenes do you think you really enjoyed in the drama?
I enjoyed everything that's when they were not fighting.
Mm.
I'll say that. I loved the scene you mentioned with him reading her messages on her computer and
Yeah.
busting into the room.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
you're not gonna label me any kind of
yeah.
way. Don't get it twisted. I've been staying away, holding myself back.
Yeah. And see, and that scene is a pretty steamy scene, and you could almost see it as him like taking control, but it didn't feel to me anyways. Other people may have other thoughts, but to me it didn't necessarily feel too possessive or anything because she
Mhm.
had said she wanted to be intimate with him. She just could not, for some reason, get him to go for it. And he
Yeah.
had, so it's like she gave her okay in those messages, if that makes sense. So that's what she was trying to achieve, anyways. So it didn't feel like him being possessive or taking over or anything like that. So yeah.
No, and I think she would have stopped it if she didn't want it
Mm,
in that
yeah.
moment. Her character would have stopped it if she doesn't want it. Other scenes I loved, I love the maturity of her best friend, that couple.
Mm,
They seem to know that they were not good for each other. Like they're both players, but when they finally said, okay, let's do this, they were just perfect.
yeah, they were in
So,
it.
yeah, they were in it. And I loved that for them. Um, I actually really liked Uncle. Uh,
Oh my God, their couple was great. The
yes,
uncle, the uncle with like the reporter. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I really enjoyed. I feel like their couple is a little bit underrated, but they were the best at
I
communicating. They
agree.
were so, I mean, they were older, but they were so mature, and she had very valid reasons to not want to get married with him. And he was
Yeah,
like, okay, tell me what they are. Let's work through them. And I was like, can
exactly.
you please just teach your nephew this? Just teach the younger ones how to do this because apparently you're the one with the most game in this whole thing. I really appreciated their relationship actually. It wasn't like it was very we didn't see very much of it. It was only like
Mhm.
peppered in here and there, but I really really appreciated their relationship. I feel like they were a couple that I could really really get behind. And they were adorable, and I loved the fact that we got to see their wedding. Nobody well, we got to see our main couple's wedding in the bonus scene, but like in the show we only got to see their
Yeah,
wedding, and I was like, it's probably because they're the best couple in terms of communicating and whatnot.
yeah, yeah.
so so
What
yeah.
were some of yours?
So I was going to say any of the moments like in episodes, like I said, 31 to 36. So when they actually sat down and talked about it and she kind of explained, how she had gotten to that place. I see once they actually started talking a little bit more, I was like, that finally, because she was in hospital because she wasn't taking care of herself. See, that
Yeah,
was something I didn't necessarily enjoy, was the fact that we have started with this really strong-willed career woman, and then
yeah,
like because love has gone down the drain, I would have thought she would have grabbed onto even more onto her job, but she was kind of like flailing really hard at that point, and
that's true.
she ended up in hospital, and then he kind of like came in and look after her. And they, once they started communicating, they were like, okay, see, now I can get behind you. I loved like I will say their wedding was really, really beautiful. I feel like that was such a beautiful scene. Um, when it was see, I'm not sure when those scenes where they just kind of sit around and just talk to each other, like, how was your day? Or like there was the scene where she had to write that article that would go against him.
Yes, yes,
And I love the fact that he was like, you write what you need to write. It was tearing her up inside because she was so divided. She was like, yeah, but if I write this, it might hinder you. And he was like, yeah, but it's your profession to write what you need to write. I really loved that communication because they could have gone down the route of him being really annoyed at her for her doing her job, essentially. But he wasn't. He encouraged her to write what she believed needed to be written. So that was a scene that I
exactly.
really, really appreciated as well.
Yeah,
So yeah, and their kiss scenes were pretty good, I think. they're, they had pretty good kiss scenes, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, I loved their banter initially. I feel like their back and forth together was really good. And then we got to that middle section, really long middle section, but that middle section where it seems like everything went downhill. And then they gave me, in the last 6 episodes, the rom-com that I wanted all
The
along.
whole time.
Yeah. So that's why I'm so conflicted about this drama, because I feel like the actors were good. Like, I don't think it's an actor problem. I think it's
Yeah,
definitely like a directing and a script problem.
I agree.
So yeah, that is my main issue with them, I think. Yeah. So, should we talk about, I think we've already gone through least favorite characters. For me, it's the bloody iPhone. That's my least favorite character. That thing
Yeah,
had way more screen time than it needed to. It is beyond crazy. So,
yeah.
yeah. What about you? What was your least sort of like least favorite character?
I mentioned the iPhone too.
The iPhone. We're all in agreement there.
I hated it. I hated the iPhone. And I guess my next person would be her um reporter opponent or rival
Oh my
at the
God, yes.
workplace.
She was so
I
unnecessary.
Yeah, I just felt like you you only see yourself as a rival if you're as good. And
Mm.
sis, you're not
No,
good.
no, 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 no.
So where does the entitlement come from?
Like she Yi was putting in the hard work. Like she was
Yeah,
pulling all-nighters, and she was trying to get, people to come and do interviews with her. It's not her fault that she's actually really talented at it. Like she's good
exactly.
at her job. So people want to be, have articles written with her. Like that is not her fault. She works hard.
Yeah.
Like people just get jealous, I suppose. But yeah, I didn't really appreciate her character. I think and the fact that she gets given a chance for redemption and then she doesn't take it, and I'm like, what? It's one of those themes of like women not helping women in the workplace, which is
Yeah.
beyond crazy. Um,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. It doesn't need to happen, especially because we were seeing like the director for the newspaper kind of like being respectful and good to both of them. Like
Yeah.
she was just doing her job. So yeah, I agree. I didn't necessarily like her character either. I think
Mhm.
for a second CP, like which other couple did you enjoy? Because for me, it was that older couple. I think they were the best, the better couple. But yeah, I
I
did.
agree.
Yeah.
They were very unexpected because
Mm.
when she got the interview with him and and then I find out they're dating. I'm like, hold on,
How
you're
did this
dating
happen?
a guy
Yeah.
and you didn't tell him to
Mm.
interview for you? Like, okay, I respect that.
Mm.
You guys are both very low key, and I love that for you. But like you, I loved the communication they had and how they bring the challenge and work through it together or work through the worries together. And I loved that his son was like, yeah, do it.
Mm.
Like that permission piece too that they had together. I was like, oh,
I
this
love
is,
that scene. That was
yeah,
beautiful scene. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
love that scene.
yeah. They're my favorite,
Mm.
second favorite couple. And my third would be the son and the best
Yeah, yeah,
friend.
yeah.
And then Yuyo and niece. Why didn't Yuyo know that's his
I don't
friend?
know, because our female lead didn't know that was his niece for the whole show almost either.
I was just like, what is happening here? Yuyo, that's your best friend. How do you
Yeah.
not
How do you
know
not know that's his niece?
that's his niece? And then you see her with your other best friend, and you're like, oh, she's together with him. I'm gonna stay away from
I
her. I
know.
was just like,
Everybody kept thinking like it was the same. Like the best friend also thought he was in a relationship with her. And I'm like, dude, nobody's in a relationship with her. Just leave the poor niece alone at this point.
honestly, and just talk.
So, one of the other questions I've got down here is what did you think of the styling? We sort of touched upon this. I didn't think some
Yeah.
people were like a little bit mad. I wasn't that mad about it. I was, okay with the styling. I didn't think it was that bad. I've seen much worse, I suppose.
I gotta say, Bailu's styling in modern dramas always leave me a little confused.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like when I'm looking at Love is Sweet with her ill-fitting coats,
Oh my God. God.
it's just
Have you seen, wait, because the worst, have you seen Lucky's First Love?
oh my gosh, please
The
don't.
wig, the wig, the
Please
wig.
don't. Yeah. Yeah. I love her in historical
Mm.
costumes more than modern,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but Dylan Wang looked fine.
He
Like he
did. He did. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, he can't. I don't think he can pull off the CEO." And I was like, I didn't necessarily. I thought he was fine. I didn't think he was
yeah,
that bad. And it's a lot of people were saying, "Oh, he's had his heyday in Love Between Fairy and Devil." And I'm like, "Look, he's still improving. This is his
yeah,
first type of role doing this kind of role. Like, give him some slack. He's working at his
yeah.
craft." I think sometimes we can be really, really harsh without like, giving people a little bit of grace. They're working, as long as people are working towards improving. I mean, if you put this character or, together with like, if you compare it directly to his first character in Meteor Garden, I mean, it's night and day. It's not,
That's true.
he's working on it. I think
That's
as
true.
long as long as actors and actresses are willing to work at their craft, and he actually, I think he dubbed himself in this one, and he
Yes,
worked really hard for that. Because have you heard his accent? It's really thick, like it's thick accent. So I think he did an okay job. Like I don't think he was that bad that people sort of needed to go in, into him about it. So,
I
so,
agree. I agree.
so, last, what did you think? So this is another thing I've got. What did you think about the 36 episodes? Because I see, for me, I think it's too long.
I think it's too long too. Especially, I will never get over the long stairs
Stairs.
into emptiness. I just, there were times where I was watching this. Thank you, Aichi, for having like
Yeah,
the
yeah, 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 yeah,
1.25,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
1.5,
Yep.
because that made it easier. And
Love it.
funny enough, now when I'm watching A Journey to Love, I'm actually watching it as 0.75 because
They
it's so
speak,
good.
they speak, and the thing is, they speak quite fast. So you
They
kind
do.
of, and it's a kind of drama that you need to like really be paying attention to what they're saying.
Yeah.
I'm also very much on the train of A Journey to Love. I cannot with this drama. Yeah, I don't even know anymore. At this point, I'm just like, just stop. It's been so for me personally, it's been a really interesting Chinese drama year because I've always been a either fantasy or a modern day kind of
Yeah.
girly in terms of, what I really enjoy to watch. This year, the historicals have been coming for me left, right, and center. And I'm like, I love this. And most of them have been coming out of Aichi. I don't know what's in the
Yes.
water in Aichi, but keep drinking it because it's working this year. It really, really is. So yeah, I'm also really loving A Journey to Love. It's my first time watching this female lead, and I'm like, I have been living under a rock. I don't know how I didn't know about her because like as soon it was one of those things that as soon as she came on screen, I was captivated. I was like, who is this? Who is this? And Googling it, like what dramas has she been in? That type of
100%.
like instant obsession. So I'm really excited to go watch more stuff from her because goodness, she is brilliant, brilliant.
Oh,
So
yeah.
see, let's right. I've got
I was like,
30.
let's bring it back.
Let's bring it back. For me, it was too long,
Yeah.
but modern dramas for me need to sit
At
between,
24.
I would say, 24 is really good for modern dramas, I think. Anything over 30, I'm always like, ugh, no, no, thank you. 26, you want to push it a little bit at 26, but 24 is like a sweet spot for modern, I think.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I thought it was too long. The story was too long, and we had too much or too many episodes of nothingness that wasn't needed. So they should have kept it at 24, 20 even,
It's
honestly.
20. I wonder how much shorter the drama would be if they were to take those, very long stares at
Oh
each
my
other. I
gosh,
feel like
12?
that would take a heck of a lot out of this drama. And see,
Yeah.
I'm so frustrated because I can see the potential. And this is one of the things that I hate the most in that it can happen to any drama is when I can clearly see potential in and then like it just doesn't click and it just doesn't work. And I feel like, but I can see what it could have been. And that frustrates me to no end.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah. So I think we've been through everything that we sort of needed to. So, have you got any sort of last thought? I actually, just before that, let's just talk about that extra scene. I thought that extra scene was really cute. Because it finished and the whole internet went into a tizzy going, are you kidding me? Put me through all of this and you're not giving me the wedding scene that I have seen leaked in pictures. So everybody was like going wild, and then Mango TV did drop the extra scene, and I thought it was really adorable. The whole wedding was kind of cute. That I really liked like that whole extra scene. I love it when they kind of just give you a little, extra thing on top. What did you think of
Yeah.
like that whole scene?
I liked it. I was a little surprised with her, you know, the wedding is going to be pink, and I've always loved pink,
Yeah,
and that's my dream. And I was like, what?
we didn't
That
see
is
that.
so exactly. That's so contrary to your character for me.
Yeah,
Like I didn't see that coming.
no.
But I love the way he conceded to her.
He just gave in. He was just like,
He just gave
fine. Yeah. Just have anything you want.
yeah. And the wedding scene itself was very unconventional. Like
Yeah.
they had a kiss before they could
Yeah.
kiss. And
Yeah.
then when she ran up
She
to
just
him,
ran to him.
yeah, I was just like, oh, look at these babies. They're
I know.
so
They're
cute.
so in love. Like, this is what I wanted to see.
Yeah, yeah,
Because, like,
yeah,
by that point, I love that it was so unconventional. It kind of fits their characters. They had a bit of an unconventional start in general. So I feel like it fits their theme and, like, them as characters.
yeah. I
And
agree.
it's, like, just how excited she is to be married to him and, like, to be, with him. And the same with him. Like, the fact that she's just, like, when they're meant to say, I do, she's just like, I do, I do, I do. She's just, like, so excited for it.
Well,
And then,
yay, well, yay, well,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yay.
And then he does the same, and I'm like, this is adorable.
He's like, I'm gonna match your energy. I'm not gonna leave
Exactly.
you hanging.
I
Oh,
loved that he matched her energy right there. And
yeah,
it's kind of like,
yeah.
do you know what it is as well? It's that I feel like that sort of scene is more by Lou and Dylan Wang because they're so chaotic together. Like, if you watched any of the behind the scenes or any of the variety show, their energies are very chaotic. It's hilarious. It's
Really?
so funny. They're very funny
Okay.
together. They're very chaotic. Definitely go watch like that Mango TV. And actually, iQIYI had like their Scream night, and it was so Wang Hedi was sat next to Bai Lu, and Zhang Ling He, who is her co-star in Kuning Palace, was like sat in a different table, and he actually asked the guy who was sitting next to her to like if he could move seats. So it was Dylan Wang, Bai Lu, and then Zhang Ling He, the three of them together, and the
Oh my
three of them
gosh.
were just like having the funnest time together. Like all the behind the scenes and the clips of that, like fan, very, very lots of fun. Because like I feel like Dylan Wang is a very chaotic person, very fun, very upbeat, and Bai Lu is very much the same. So they tend
Yeah.
to match each other's energies off screen. Super funny. Honestly, go watch the variety show because I had a lot of fun watching that for sure.
I will. I will.
So yeah, I think that is it for us. I don't have any more thoughts to say. Have you got any last little thoughts about it?
I Okay. There's one thing that I've noticed with C dramas happening right now
Okay.
is when the male lead or when we have an official couple, I love how everyone around them is invested in making them work.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The niece was
the
great in this
niece.
one. She was just like, "I'm your biggest supporter," and she was just like
Exactly.
calling her little aunt, like she called him little uncle. She would call him,
Yeah.
little aunt, and I'm like, I love this. Actually, yeah, that is something that I now that you've mentioned it, I will say it's definitely happening, isn't it? Even in A
Yeah.
Journey to Love, like everybody
Yes.
love that. Like everybody's kind of like shipping them. Oh,
Exactly.
that is something actually that has been happening a lot more in the dramas. I'm just thinking about the dramas that I'm watching, and it's actually happening in all of the ones that I'm watching right now, where
And I
people around them just kind of like ship them as much as the fans
Yes.
do.
And I love it because now you've taken away that let's keep it a secret
Mm.
or let's not talk about it, because now the male leads and female leads are like, you're getting in the way, get out.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
Or yeah, or like yeah, we're in love, we're going off to do our thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Just
everyone is like, yeah,
go,
go go
go,
go.
go, go.
I
I
just
do love
love that.
that. I do love that. Um, yeah, that is a really nice thing actually. And it did happen in this one actually where the whole family supported them, like the sister, like his sister, that scene actually where she discovers who his sister is, I thought that was, then she gets mad at him and I'm like, this is rom-com perfection right here. So yeah, I really did, like that the whole family did support him, her parents, his parents, they were all happy that he was just dating somebody and that they were happy together. So yeah, I will say that is something that I will very much welcome in any drama, supporting people. Right, I think that is it. That is it
Yeah.
for our review. Thank you so much, Carol, for coming on. It's been so much fun to have you on. I'm still unsure what to think about this drama. Let's put
I
it that
know.
way.
I think that the drama may not have been good, but Bailu and Dylan Wang did such an amazing job that I
Yeah,
feel like they will go on unscathed
yeah, yeah,
onto
yeah,
their
yeah.
next
Oh, I
project.
think they'll
So
be fine. They'll be fine.
yeah,
Especially like for Bailu, this was airing at the same time as Cooning Palace, and
exactly.
anybody who would want to say she can't act, you'd be like, just watch Cooning Palace. Like seriously, the
Exactly.
girl can act. So I
Yeah.
think they'll be fine. They will hopefully have a better project next. We shall
Yeah.
see. Right. Thank you so much for coming on, and I shall see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Want to find an Asian drama community? Then join the Tea and Soju Discord server, where we chat everything from C dramas to K dramas to J dramas. To chat with me, check out any of the socials. Please help the podcast by rating, viewing, and subscribing wherever you listen to help others find this little corner. Lastly, consider joining Patreon to further support the podcast and receive extra content. All of the links are in the episode description. That's it. This has been another episode of the Tea and Soju C Drama podcast. I'm your host, Liliana, and I'll see you next week for more C Drama chatter.